Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. So she promised consistency and she's giving what? Consistency. Okay, so how do you feel about this new setting, you guys? I mean, I hate having like the TV kind of behind me, but this light though, you guys, this light thing, okay? Ew. Anyways, you guys, in this one I like to talk about anger. Now I want to preface this video by saying that anger is a normal human emotion. You know, anger is healthy, you know, but you know, not when you live on angry street though. You know, anger is healthy, but if your car is always parked on angry street, then you know they ain't healthy no more. You know, okay girl, you finna go to Orange County. And I don't want that for you. So in this one I want to, you know, tell y'all how I was able to come to the root of my anger management issues. And your girl was angry, okay? You know, it was this running joke between my friends and family members that you always had to walk on eggshells around me, and baby, it would go quick. Okay, I could go from 0 to 100 in a in a split second. And I knew I had to work on myself when I would catch myself be mad, even in situations where I was in the wrong. You know, it's like when you're driving and this person cut you off in the line, and then you know you kind of hope a bit and ask them what are you doing, and they're like what, and you're like, hey, you're the one in the wrong in this situation, you know. You know you have a bad attitude when you're mad, when you are the one in the wrong. But anyways, you guys, anger is a secondary emotion. So if you find yourself being angry, then you're not really angry most of the time. You know, anger is secondary to fear, to hunger, okay? I know I've been there plenty of times. You know, it's secondary to a lot of other emotions, sadness for example. So if you find that, you know, you have a very short temper, that you get angry quite quickly, then I would say more time than not, many people are walking around being angry at something that happened 10, 15, 20, sometimes 25, even 40 years ago, child, you know. So identify, you know, what it is that you are still mad at. I know that, you know, depending on people, it could be that you were sexually molested, you know, 10, 15 years ago, and you're still mad about someone stealing your childhood. It could be that, you know, you grew up with parents that were extremely controlling. You know, you had no rights to have any type of boundary at all. They would just open the room, bust into your room without asking, and you know, if you said anything at all, they said stuff like, you know, if you're not happy, you can leave my house, you know, well knowing that you cannot afford any rent. If you had parents who were physically abusive, verbally abusive, and you felt that you were done wrong a lot, but you couldn't do anything because you were kind of at their mercy, you know, that does leave people to be quite upset as they grow. Another thing that can lead people to have very short temper and be very upset as adult is bullying. You know, I say this all the time, bullying is a form of abuse. If you know, you were bullied every day at school, repetition is pedagogic. You know, the stuff that we hear over and over again, we believe. This is why affirmations are so transformative. So if you were told every day at school that, you know, that you're big and that you're ugly and that you're fat and that you're ugly, like, you end up internalizing some of that. You know, we are only human beings. There is nothing we can do about that. So, you know, and what happens a lot of the time is that when people had challenging childhood, they make the subconscious promise to themselves that, you know, no one is gonna mess with them ever again. Okay, that's what usually happens. And this is not like something that people are always aware of, but you know, somewhere deep inside they have promised themselves, okay, now that I'm grown and big, like, y'all can't mess with me anymore. So in order to cure your anger, you know, if you feel that anger resides inside of you, which, you know, it's always bad because the unthinkable can happen faster than we think. We all have it in us. You know, I watched this show called Snapped, and you know, I know that, you know, we are all really much closer than we think of, you know, doing the unthinkable. So if you find that anger resides inside you, I can only recommend, you know, therapy in order to find the root of your anger. Because like I said, more time than not, when people have a really bad temper, you know, it goes back to childhood. Now obviously, if you cannot afford therapy, which is pricey. You can engage in writing letters. I find that that is also very therapeutic. You can write letters to your bullies, if that is your issues, or to your parents. You could eventually address that with your parents if you know they are people who are open, they are open to listening to whatever you have to say, or you could give them the letters. But if you know your parents are not really open to listening, then you can just, you know, burn the letters or cut them or keep them. It does help. At the end of the day, whether you give it to them or not, what helps is the process of getting it out, is putting it on paper and validating your own feeling, validating whatever it is that you feel. Okay. Another thing that you can do in order to cure your anger is recognizing and knowing that other people's behavior have nothing to do with you. Okay, next time that you're about to stop the cashier at Target into next week, remember that her behavior has nothing to do with you. Okay, I used to internalize other people's behavior a lot. I was going through this phase, you know, 5 years ago, where I always took whatever people did personally, and that was really bad, because most of the time, you know, people treat you how they feel about themselves, not how they feel about you. So do not internalize people's behavior. If you go somewhere and the people are rude or something, do not take it like, oh, you're doing this because I'm black, or this has something to do with me. I mean, it might, but you know, more time than not, people are treating you poorly because they're going through something, because their kids are ill, because they hate their jobs, because they hate their lives, you know, because they're envious that you can purchase something that they can't, or you know, that you have some type of freedom that they can't, or they perceive you as attractive and they don't think they are. You know, the possibilities are endless. So do not immediately like jump into conclusion and be like, oh, you know, want to fight with people because they treat you poorly. Now I understand that this takes a lot of restraint. Okay. You know, I have to do this, and I understand that it's hard, but you know, more time than not, it's not worth it. So learn how to walk away. This is so important. You know, walk away when you are not being treated right. And I know it's hard, I know it requires a lot of restraint, but more time than not, it's just not worth the headache. You know, I mean, if it's really, really bad, you can ask them if they can call their manager, and perhaps you can talk to the manager. But I have found that more time than not, it's just not worth it. I don't want that type of energy for my life. I don't want the vibration be low, and I just try as much as humanly possible nowadays to just ignore it and go on about my day and go on about my life. Now I'm going to give like tangible tips, because you know, therapy, and it does take time, you know, it's a process. So I wanted to end this video by giving tangible tips that you can use as you are going through, you know, the stuff with the cashier, like as you are wanting to slap her into next week. And the first, you know, advice that I want to give is breathe. Okay, just breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just breathe in reverse, and you know, this is gonna help you calm down. You know, it helps with anxiety, it helps with nervosity. So you know, breathe. Okay, love. Now the second one, and this was extremely helpful to me, like I was able to cure my anger management issues for good using this strategy. So I purchased a bracelet. I don't remember if I purchased it from Etsy or from Amazon, but I called it, okay, my anger bracelet. I wanted to purchase a brand new one because I wanted to associate this bracelet with anger. Now make sure that, you know, it is not something like this, because this does not really, you know, snap when you pull on it. As you can see, this does not really snap. So make sure that it is a bracelet that has like elastic in it, you know, just a really cheap bracelet for $1 or $2, and then, you know, wear it. And every time that you find yourself like really, you know, when you find it, you know, I find that the anger always begins for me in the stomach. It's a warm feeling in my tummy, and I can feel it rising up, and I know, baby, I'm about to I'm about to go, you know, bazooka. And what I used to do is just pull on the bracelet. I would just pull on it, and because it had an elastic in it, it would snap back and hit on my skin, on my wrist, and then I would just know, okay, calm down. And because I associated this bracelet with anger, like every single time that, you know, it slapped back on my wrist, I would know, okay, I'm good, I'm calm, I'm fine. Okay, and that, you guys, that really helped. It helped me so much so that I no longer, as you can see, okay, I no longer need to wear the bracelet. It helped me so much. I can only recommend you this technique. I came up with it, I don't know how. One evening I was just like, okay, I'm going to purchase an anger bracelet, and and it really helps. So I can only really recommend this. Another thing that you can do is go for a walk. If you got into a heated argument with your significant other, or with your child, go out for a walk. Now, do not go for a drive, you guys. I almost killed myself the other day going driving. When I was angry on the highway, I had to take a break, like full stop in the middle of the highway, and I was so lucky that the car behind me had enough distance between me and them. Otherwise I would maybe not be here. So do not go for a drive. Make sure you go for a walk, breathe, go somewhere where it's green with nature and stuff, and just breathe. Okay, before you say something that you can regret, before and you say something that you can never take back, it's better if you just disengage and go out for a walk, breathe, think about it, and then as you come back you can continue the conversation with your significant other or your teen or whoever it is you were talking to. Another thing that helps is talk to someone about it. Now, this could be a therapist if you have one, or a trusted friend. Now, of course, make sure you ask your friend if they have the room to listen to whatever it is you have to say, and this helps us get another perspective, because like I said, sometimes we be in the wrong. Okay, so talking to someone else about it, because they're a little bit detached from the situation, sometimes they can help us. They have another perspective. So I think talking to someone else about it always help, like, gain perspective. Sometimes they can calm us down a little bit. I know that my best friend Agnes is this person for me. She can always calm me down when I'm really upset. So try talking to someone if you can. Another thing that you can do is work out or paint or do something creative. I find that when I'm very angry, I tend to work out, and this really helped me, like, put all the negative energy that I have inside of me into something. And I find that I have my best workouts where I'm all sweated, and my most powerful workout when I'm mad. So usually when I'm chatting with someone and I'm upset on WhatsApp or something, I just leave the phone there. I will wear my workout gear and I will go work out, and it's usually a really good workout. The endorphins when you're done help you, like, be happy and forget about whatever happened. But if you're not so much into sports, you can try painting. I used to do this back in the day, a long time ago. I don't paint anymore. I would love to, but I just don't have enough space in the apartment where I live right now for painting. But you can try painting. You can try something like this, creating a video on YouTube, doing something creative. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Another thing that you can do in the midst of your anger is laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, you guys. Actually, it has been proven that it's the act of laughing that makes us happy, and not the other way around. And the reason why you also want to laugh is because if the other person's intent is to make you mad, if people know you have a short temper, and they coming at you on purpose in order to make you mad, you laughing is gonna throw them off. Okay, I laugh a lot of stuff away because I'm just like girl, you're gonna die. Okay, you are trying to die, but in Jesus' name you will not be dying on my hands. You will not. Ma'am, carry your wahala and go. Another thing that you can do if you find yourself being upset is journal. Especially if you have no one to talk to about what happened, try to journal about it. Write down what happened, what it is that really upset you about the situation. Also try to write down, like, next time if you were to be in the same situation, how would you handle it? What would you do differently? So this, I find that it really helped. Another thing that helped me calm down when I'm upset is getting massages. So you could get a massage, but if you're not financially at a place where you're comfortable getting those, then you can just pour yourself a bath at home. You could have a bath with some candles. Now, if you don't have a bathtub, then just light a nice candle and make yourself a cup of tea. That I'm sure you have. Okay, but the premise of this is just engage in some self-care, some breathing, maybe a nice meditation. Just breathe. Okay, remind yourself you're calm, have a nice cup of tea with your nice scented candle, and just relax. Okay, at the end of the day, ask yourself, would this matter 5 years from now? That's a technique that always really helped me. Most of the things that we get really worked out about, they are, they don't mean much at the end of the day. Most of them, I always tell myself, okay, is this going to matter like 5 years from now? And if it's not, I give myself 3 minutes. I say, okay, I'm going to be upset about this for 3 minutes, and I let myself, okay, sometimes I yell. I'm not gonna yell now, but sometimes I really yell, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good now. Okay, I'm letting it go. I am releasing it. So, you know, give yourself some time, a dedicated amount of time to be upset, to be worked out about something, and then once that time is up, that's it. Okay, we don't talk about it anymore. We forgot everything about it. We're not about that anymore. We're not about that life anymore. Okay, that really, really, you know, works or helps at least me, and I hope that it will help you. Remember, you guys, that, you know, like I said, the unthinkable is closer than you think. If you are a mom, you know, or, you know, even for yourself, you know, for the love that you have for you, if you struggle with anger management issues, which I know a lot of people do, try as much as humanly possible to get it under control, because like I said, you know, it's never worth it. And a lot of people, you know, are in jail right now because they were not able to master their emotions. Your emotions are not the boss of you. You know, the Bible says be slow to anger, and I feel like that is a really good advice. Be slow to anger, you guys. Okay, breathe. Okay. My loves, that brings us to the end of this video. If you made it to, you know, till here, I'm grateful and appreciative of you. If you liked this video, if you found it helpful in any way, do not forget to give it a thumb up. In the comment section down below, let me know, you know, what are your best strategies in order to calm down, you know, when you are getting worked up. And I will talk to you guys Thursday. Bye guys. Mwah.